Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the most interesting maybe video that I ever published yet because, you've seen probably the first part of this short, probably serial. It can also get long. I will explain why after. And why I recorded this first one about the two different setups, because the actually Dania never, I was a little wrong because he never clearly said that he is streaming from two rooms. I mean, he mentioned it, but in a such way that you cannot really understand exactly what is the situation, where is he streaming from. And then couple of days ago, we had a debate, so to say, with him on Levitov YouTube channel. And actually, I can now tell you what was, because I had already a lot of material. I actually had prepared already everything, but I needed proof on camera of the setup, which he never yet had shown, of his main streaming room, and exactly how he was installing the move in the chess base in this episode where he used the engine. Because I already had the full understanding of what is going on and how everything was done, at least to my my logical conclusions. But that was extremely important for me to that Dania shows it himself. That then he doesn't have some. He will not have some excuses that in fact there was another setup or that actually I did it differently. So what I managed to get, the debate didn't matter for me at all. Okay, I was just telling something, asking some questions in order for Dania to show as much as possible of his room, that then I can already finish this material and show you everything. So it might be a bit long this, but it will worth it, I believe me. So now let's go. I was talking about these glances on the side. When we are talking about the setup in this reserve room, so to say, there are still no explanations of these glances when he played against me in Title Tuesday. These glances up the monitor. There is still no explanation of this, but I was more interested in the main setup of him. Why? Again, I will explain you later. So, Dania, at some point, it's a long debate, doesn't matter. Actually, it was not my point. So, this looks on the side. You will also understand later at the end of this video why I was trying to push it. Well, step by step, yeah. So now I'm just show you a small part of this debate, this material, which shows that Dania at some point actually himself, again, I was not forcing him, I just was leading the conversation actually to a moment when Dania himself asked, okay, please, can I show you? And then I was kind of agreeing to it. So yeah, nice. Dania and Chess.com, you think you are the ones who are very clever and trying to make provocations like Tuesday, latest Tuesday, when, yeah, everybody knows what was happening. Well, you know, let's see. As we say in Russian, the real laugh is the one who laughs the last. So let's see who will be laughing the last in this whole story. So, okay, now I'm showing you, sorry, I'll just check if the stream is on, if everything's okay. So I'm going to show you now this moment when he shows I will mute it, doesn't matter because it's not about words. So now Dania is showing his setup. It's very obvious, that's what I wanted to make sure, that this is a different setup. So he is finally, for the first time, he's showing his setup, and this makes the puzzle complete after that. So, okay, let's see. He's showing, okay, this is his main setup, one monitor here. Yeah, the camera is moving, he cannot establish the camera, probably a bit too nervous, Dania. So, this is his monitor he is playing from. Dania. Yeah, so, and then there is another monitor here, yeah, in between the camera there is another monitor there. Seemingly, actually, this one is bigger than this one. In fact, doesn't look so huge, this monitor, more or less seemingly my size. Yeah, and then he is showing. Actually, it is funny moment now, because at some point Dania tries to show that it's possible, because one of my concerns was that it's very difficult, if you remember this previous video, that Dania pretends that he switched on the engine during this speedrun where he admitted it on camera that he is having an engine. I'm pretty sure actually it was not planned, it just happened like this, and then he had to save the situation. But in any case, he was showing at some point that it's easy to do it in 20 seconds, and he had maximum 20 seconds to do this. 21 to be precise, and actually he fails the test because he has already Chessbase open, and actually it takes him 24 seconds to install 8 moves, and actually there it was at minimum 8 or 9 in this video, and to switch on the engine already with Chessbase open, and actually it seemingly it was not open. So even this test he fails, but okay. Anyway, that is not the main issue, yeah? You can see this part of the video, so he's doing it, and then engine, yeah, that's the point. I'm telling there, Dania, engine is not so easy to upload, because it takes time, yeah? Chessbase as well. He put the Chessbase already on, mouse here, and then he says, start, I start. And exactly from this moment, it took him 24 seconds to get the engine on. Again, this is just more funny episode. So the most important that all what I want, he claims that this is exactly what he did during this episode with engine. And also at some point Ilya Levitov asked him if you ever used it again. I mean, was it the only time you switched on the engine? He clearly said yes, it was absolutely only time, just I had this idea. Well, frankly, not easy to believe, but okay, let's not play with words, let's not do it in this way, let's stick to facts. Of course, at the beginning I joined in the middle, somewhere at the beginning, again, a lot of typical, usual for Dania, unfortunately, lately, passive-aggressive manipulation and lies, really a lot. I don't even want to get to it. Again, I don't want to go to emotions. I'm going to present you facts today. And you will see very, very clear facts, because I was collecting it for quite a while, and now, after this, Dania, thanks to Dania, he showed everything himself. Now it's complete, and I'm going to show you. So, what is the main point of all this story? In fact, it's not even so much about third monitor, even though we will talk about it. Let's check this video. In fact, what is the most important in all this? It is this. It is Dania actually very often when he's streaming from the main room, from his main stream, he actually has a camera. Without knowing it, he's having a camera on the back, and this, don't hurry to tell this, no, this is not nonsense. It shows a lot during his streams, and that is what attracted our attention of my team, and we already for quite some time were checking, and in fact it shows almost everything he is doing on the monitor. So this is the point. That's why I wanted him to show the setup, which would be another proof that this is a reflection of the monitor. This is very clear by many different streams he has. For instance, this one, this one, which is like 6 days ago, I think it still hangs there as the main one on his Twitch channel, GM Naroditsky, and you can see the setup very clearly, and it's always the same. Only that the monitor is moving. Sometimes it's more here, he moves monitor, which also makes kind of comic because he wanted to, he was telling that, okay, let me prove that I'm glancing here or there, and then okay, he was sitting actually pretty much further than now, and he said, okay, look, he was okay, I'm looking now at the monitor or something like that, but actually the monitor sometimes here, sometimes there, this one always at the same place. I mean, again, I don't want to make you lose time now, because there are a lot of important moments here. And okay, that's why if you want, you can check the many streams, the many Twitch streams, and it's always the same. So for instance, here it isn't screen save mode. I mean, it actually practically everything what he is doing is very well, it's very visible in his stream. Here is the board he's playing here, so this is the monitor, you remember he was showing that I'm playing from it, that's correct. This is the board, here are the moves also, and this one is the monitor on the right. Part of it, I mean the reflection, yeah, it might be a bit bigger like this, it's probably a bit bigger, but it's at minimum half here, maybe more. But in any case, so I want to, so this, for example, I want to present you to show you how well actually clear it is, how much information this reflection gives, and especially my guys are working now on trying to zoom it to maximum, because unfortunately the definition is not so good, so to zoom it to maximum and to see very precisely what exactly is there. But actually I will explain you now, I will show you a lot during this video, and maybe Danya would be, would answer some questions again. So, for instance, let's go here. He's actually, I mean, you can see that, yeah, now this is the most common, I would say, usually his monitor is like this most of the time. That is, you can see a little bit the chat, especially when it's red or blue. I think this is the chat, but in fact, we come back to it later. This is his, in fact, it seems like it's a special like screensaver that you cannot really see, because many other things, when he is doing without it, you can see very clearly. So this is a kind of special thing made like to make it almost invisible, almost. What is happening at this moment when it is like this on the monitor, but still you can find it out. Anyway, let's see. You see very well that now for example he's closing, opening. Quite often it's happened. So, by the way, very interesting thing. I don't know why. This is just let's say remark on the way that every time he closes it, he looks first there and then he closes. I don't know why. So there is obviously a complete connection between his looking there and closing the monitor, because he's closing, you know, with a mouse. Yeah. Anyway, this is just a question to ask, because it's happening always the same. Or you can see in a few seconds it would be the same. Again, he opens.
But stop.
Okay, he opens at some point. Sorry, yeah, and then very quickly, and then he closes. So it actually it can be chat. Well, we will come to it. We will come back. I have very clear idea what is it. It might be chat, might be not. Again, you see glance here, open, and many other things. I mean, for instance, the funny, just to show you the funny episode where Danya is okay. I will show you here now, and then we come to that stream, and that will be very interesting. I promise you. So okay, here. For example, yeah, Danya is playing a game with Anish Giri. Very interesting that first games he's playing with a screensaver. I mean, like nothing there, and actually he's losing quite badly. Then he starts to play with this. He puts something. I don't know what it is. We will try to guess today. And actually his score becomes much better. Maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know, but I have certain versions. What can it be? I will explain you later. So, okay. Now the funny thing is that he finds some combination, and yeah, a bit later. In the meantime, he's explaining how terrible I am, how he's a victim, and so on. That yeah, again, you see open close. You saw it, yeah.
I know
mean,
I'm
here.
usually station.
By
definition.
I think it was here.
Yeah, that's one of the
so
red
he's
flags.
beating
could,
Anish Giri with fantastic play.
you know,
Okay, maybe can
cause you to
happen.
have
In the
more
meantime,
strict measures
talking about
instituted.
our story. Yeah, you see the board here. Here, open, look, close. Okay, I don't know what is it. We will see. So, and now the funny thing is that he is finding some combination. Okay, talking about again open, close. I mean, now for the moment he's not closing, just opening this. Actually, it's the setup when it's like this. It's almost the only setup when you cannot really see what is here. You can see very well. It is the board. This you cannot really see. Okay.
Sort of looking at chat again and violating the golden rule.
He finds actually he misses rook f2, glance there, and now whatever it means. Now he finds king takes f2, queen f6 check, knight f5. Actually, not easy tactics at all. And then he starts
what is this move?
now screensaver again. So he's changing all the time. A bit weird, but okay. He's right, yeah.
Tanya, hang on a second.
Yeah, now
Tanya.
he's finding
but
this.
queen f6 move, knight f5. Wow.
So he's kind of funny. He's, making a joke. He imitates, I guess, Peter Leka here. But then it's
Naroditsky found a move.
maybe Naroditsky, maybe
Knight
not.
f5 perhaps to deflect the queen
yes.
from the rook, and then very simpatico cemento momento.
Yeah, it's very simpatico momento. You will see why now.
Very nice momento. Maybe we should monitor what is on his monitor.
Yeah, but we see, Danya, we see what is on your monitor. I mean, so now Danya is trying to make a picture, trying to make a photo, like to show to public that he doesn't have anything on the monitor. Okay, very
on my monitor, I'm just going to take photograph right now, just in case. On my monitor.
He makes a photo, and then he changes immediately back to this. Yeah, Danya, maybe you can make a photo of the monitor when it's like this, once at least. Okay, it's funny. So what I want to tell that actually you can see a lot what is happening in there. And now I'm going to show you this stream, of him, and it gives, a lot of information, very, very interesting memento, a lot of interesting mementos there. So let's now come to this stream where Fish and Paul, yeah, this one. You see that it's also very well, and you will see a lot now. We will go through quickly the most interesting moments of this stream, and I let you make your own conclusions. It's very difficult to find, kind of explanation of some things which were happening, in my opinion. But okay, it will be your choice what to think about it. So let's go. Let's see. This is at the beginning of the video. He's playing with a player. It's a speedrun. With quite a weak player. Of course, he's completely winning. And now it's kind of funny moment. Check when you are looking. Just listen to me and check the monitor here. Yeah. For the moment, actually, this setup, nothing is happening there. But in fact, when he's really switching on Chessbase or something else, he's also switching on some other board which I cannot understand what is it, but that you see as almost anything he is doing. So that is, to me, it's practically a proof. I don't see how actually, because when he's pretending that he switch on the Chessbase with the engine, it's not there. It's not there, and many other times when he is actually really switching it on, you can see it very clearly. But here's a funny moment. Okay, listen, I will explain you then why. It's it's quite telling.
There's some really lovely mating patterns, but we'll save them for our higher rated exploits. Let's give the check on e7. Let's wrap this game up. Now, the fastest path to checkmate here, I think, is not to take on f6. Who can tell me what it is?
Yeah, who can tell what is the fastest? Well, obviously bishop c4, knight e5. It's impossible to calculate in a second what would lead quicker to mate. It's obvious that both are mating. So now let's listen to Danya. Okay, he's looking there, nothing is happening here.
What is actually the fastest path to checkmate here? To my knowledge, maybe I'm wrong, but
No, you're right, Danya, you're right.
this move should lead to checkmate in just a couple moves. It's actually to hit this f7 pawn, either with bishop c4, but even better
Yeah, either with bishop, then a glance, but even better knight e5. He's playing a game still.
is to play the move knight e5. Like, if you want to be ultra accurate, you go knight e5. Black simply cannot defend this pawn.
Yeah, let's check now. Is it ultra accurate, this position? Yeah, knight e5, mate in 7, bishop c4, mate in 8. Danya, how quick you are calculating, you know, that knight e5 is ultra accurate? Because it's one move quicker to, you know, that you mate here than bishop c4. Fantastic. Intuition, I suppose. Like bishop c8, maybe it's great intuition. I don't have such intuition, Danya. So, okay, this is one funny moment, but always check here, nothing is happening. Screen kind of is mute, it's like, yeah, you cannot really see anything. But then, very often you can see very clearly. So let's go now to another moment, 12:27. Okay, here. Now Danya is, as I understand, he's analyzing the same game. Okay, and now let's see, pay attention here. So you will see what is happening on the monitor.
Like, black has to play with computer precision in order to essentially not be lost. And the most popular move here is knight f6.
Yeah, so you see, he is definitely checking engine, checking probably the, I mean, yeah, it's very obvious, probably the opening theory. It's very obvious because he's always looking. Actually, he's telling very often that, okay, engine is now telling this or that. Here, you cannot see anything. It's still the screensaver. Okay, let's go.
And yet again, d6 is tremendous.
Now, something black appeared here. Not so important. This is not so, just to pay. Yeah, so, but it's very obvious. We see this moment that Danya is, well, clearly looking at engine, but where is the chess base?
Tremendously powerful in this position. d6 again. Now you might say, well, isn't this pawn a serious weakness? Can't black go queen b6, for example? Well, what happens after queen b6? The knight jumps into b5.
Well, it's very obvious, yeah. It's well, that he is looking. There is an engine running. We will come back. Don't hurry. We will come back to it. Don't hurry with your explanations. You will see everything later.
Now white is threatening a devastating fork on c7. There's no good way to defend against it. If you slide the king over, now I'm coming out with the bishop. The rook is coming to c1. Black is dead lost.
I mean, what is interesting? Yeah, now it's one interesting question because he's making the move on his monitor. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty clear when you know that when he's moving the pieces, he's looking at his monitor. His monitor, everything is shown usually to the public. So actually, yeah. So this board pieces are moving. Yeah. So the engine is somewhere there. I understand because he finished the game, if the engine would be exactly on this one. Engine is somewhere there. It's the first question. Can you explain me how come it's possible that he still sees in progress the engine, but he is actually moving pieces on his own monitor?
There's one game in the database.
This is a very good question, yeah, first of all. I mean, how does it happen? Because I understand that when he's looking there and, entering move on the other monitor and here he's playing, yeah? But here he is actually entering moves, as I understand, on his own monitor because it's showing, yeah? How come? Because he doesn't have supposedly engine on this monitor, yeah, on the left one. How come he sees in progress the engine assessment? Very good question. But okay, not the main question even.
That I see in this position.
Yeah, so he's checking now. He says that he sees the opening database. Where? Because I will jump a little bit further. I'll tell you that many other times when he's checking chess base, you can see it very clearly here. Here you cannot see. Okay, let's go further.
It's from 2015, and black played queen to a5. White responded with pawn to f4, but I think a better idea would have been to go bishop f4, trying to pick off this knight. Black is also completely lost. For example, knight g.
Yeah, for example, I mean, everything is clear. Engine is there. He installs the moves here. I mean, how come he sees here the engine running? Okay, that's one thing, not the most important and funny is coming later. Because here, let's go to this. First of all, this episode is, where was it? Yeah, I showed you already when he's telling that, okay, somewhere here. Yeah, when he starts to talk, yeah.
Wow, the engine line is crazy.
The engine line is crazy. Looking there, again, nothing on the monitor. Say, screen kind of saving, you cannot see what is there. So, and he pretends that he just entered the move on chess base on where, no, it cannot be on the computer he's playing because people see, and it can be only on this computer. But next, we will see very clearly when he opens chess base, you can see it every time, you can see it. So Danya, that is a question. There are only two variations left. I will tell it a bit later what are the variations. Okay, let's come first here. Yeah, because here is a cut. Here is a cut. Yeah, a bit later. No, sorry. Up. Yeah, here there is a cut. So at 7:12.
I don't think he's going to.
Well, you can see. Yeah, there is no him 7:12. Because his clock doesn't change, there is no intention to start quickly entering the moves on chess base, yeah? Obviously, yeah? He's just looking quietly and then a cut.
Yeah.
6:51, so 21 seconds, and he immediately starts to sell. He's looking at the engine, he starts to tell, it's of course not allowed during a game, so he starts to tell that, look what engine is showing.
This is interesting, actually. The engine... Wow, this is really cool. So we'll have some interesting analysis to do after the game. I'm looking at the engine, and actually it's not, you know, it's not arguing. It's arguing against taking the knight on g5. It doesn't believe that it's the fastest path to victory. So,
well, to start with, yeah, it's, as I already showed, that it's his explanation that he just, for the only time in his life, he just now decided to open chess base and install the moves. Well, he couldn't manage it actually earlier. I mean, in our stream 2 days ago, to start with, it's very unlikely. Secondly, well, a lot of other reasons. So, yeah, and there are actually, during this game, there are only two moments which are cut, 20 seconds and then 10 more seconds. And both are directly connected with this episode when he tells, I'm sure that just he didn't want to tell it, but just, and then once you tell, okay, you have to follow somehow, yeah? Let's even see this episode. That's my explanation. Let's see how it goes, because it's clear there is a certain pause, and probably he understands it. It's not something he should have told.
Yeah. Okay. I wish White would resign here, but I don't think he's going to. Yeah, this is interesting, actually. The engine...
Stop the engine.
Wow, this is really cool. So we'll have some interesting analysis to do after the game. I'm looking at the engine, and actually it's not...
Yeah, now it's too late already to pretend it's not, so he continues.
You know, it's not arguing... It's arguing against taking...
Danya, where is the engine? Also, very interesting question. Here, there is not. Here, cannot be. Where is the engine?
The knight on g5. It doesn't believe that it's the fastest path to victory. So, wow, the engine line is crazy. Okay, we have a lot to explore as soon as our opponent abandons this pitiful position.
So now somebody clearly in the chat writes him. So the chat is on his phone. As he pretends here, you can see during speedrun, it's on his phone. So he starts to see and he starts to answer this question. Then 10 seconds cut also. I will show you now very clearly.
No, it's...
Okay, there, I think here it was a 10 second, yeah, 6:35 if you see on the monitor. up 625. So they cut 10 seconds for some reason. What happened during 10 seconds? By the way, during this interview with on Levitov, well, I asked him, Danya, but the simplest to prove that it was really the engine was not running all the time, but you really installed the move, would be just to show the original, to show this cut 10 and 20 seconds. Danya responded that, well, it's not there. We don't have it anymore. It was deleted. I actually frankly told that I'm not very I don't trust it so much, this answer, because this episode was raising a lot of noise. Yeah, people started to say, what is this? Yeah, he even published certain apology, and then after this you don't you destroy the original, which proves that actually, yeah, I was just installing the move. Not seems to be not very likely, yeah, but okay, that's what he pretends. But now, now we will come to the main point. You will see.
So I'm looking at the start of the game.
Yeah.
Not looking at the
okay, this was then
the game.
The next
Yes,
one
I'll
I
wait
want
for the
to
game
show
to
you.
finish.
Yeah. The next one is also funny. The game is
actually here.
about
Interestingly, the fastest way to mate is not to move the rook along the b file. It's to go queen d6.
so check
Right, so you
again.
don't always have to automatically
Look at the monitor.
deliver some sort of a discovered check.
At
You
the
can just keep
reflection.
the rook on b2 like this because it keeps the king confined and bring over the queen, delivering checkmate. White finally can deliver a check on h8, but it doesn't do anything.
You can skip this video, but you can't skip the truth. Right now, in North Gaza, children are going to bed hungry every night.
Yeah, by the way, it's really sad. Yeah, but
Okay, another check. We can block with our knight.
another subject.
A lot to discuss here because this type of fishing pole trap
Now see
is very
carefully the
popular
monitor.
at beginner to intermediate
The
level.
game
It's
is
good
about to finish, and check very carefully what is happening in the reflection.
to know how to disarm these sorts of things.
Yeah, you saw it, yeah? I will make it slow motion. So now he really switches on, as I understand, he really switches on the chess base. And you can see, and it's by far not the only time, when you can clearly see there is a board.
Okay. Check.
Just, yeah? So check the monitor. So, which proves that anytime he switches on chess base, you see it. So something happens. I mean, he makes some manipulation. I mean, on the monitor, and now, sorry, we missed this moment probably, because here you see, stop. The board appeared. Yeah, he is doing something. You can see very clearly the board, and it's by far not the only time. I will show you now. So it means when he switches on the chess base, you clearly see it. I mean, and not only chess, but also another board you can clearly see. Yeah, and now back. So why, Danya, why we couldn't see this chess base in the reflection when you were explaining that actually you just entered the moves and the engine was running on the chess base, Danya? Interesting question to answer. Okay, further. Let's go further. Let's see now now again something he's doing, some blacks. Now again you see it very clearly. It is the board of the chess base, I mean, okay. So how come we don't see Danya at that episode? Okay, now back again the board. And now actually another is a small board, but you see everything. Every time he puts the board, this is a kind of small board. I don't know of what origin, but you can also see. So, I mean, if you really would have at that moment when you spoke about engine during a game, unfortunately, Danya, we should have seen it in the reflection, right? And now he starts to analyze the game, and actually, yes, you can see now he's analyzing with this board. There are some interesting things happening sometimes, but as I explained, you can see almost everything what is happening on the monitor of Daniel. So, okay, now now he's back to chess base. clearly. And then he closes it, and then he still sees the engine somehow. This is a good question, how it is happening. Okay, now you see he's telling something with the chest base open. I mean the board. Then there is another way, is another window with some, yeah, here, what is this board? Now you see, oh, look, something is happening. He is changing something. Now back to, it is chess base. He's showing some other game, but you can see the board. The board you can always see. Once you are provenly on chess base, you always see the board here. Now the other board, this is a chess board. Yeah, everything is clear, Danya. There was no need actually to install the back camera because we can see everything what is happening. Yeah, so he is explaining the game, the board is there, it's very clear, chess base, it's chess base, yeah, you can even see by this, it's chess base. So, yeah, Danya, maybe you find a better explanation at some point. How come you could see the engine during, so another moment during that episode, 5809, let me see here, for example, yeah, he's playing here. Also, yes, he's making, no, 4651. He's making some, he's playing another game now. Of course, without engine.
Easy
the board
play
is still
here.
there.
We're up a piece. Yeah, so now let's castle queenside. This also
Maybe he forgot to close it, but you can see there is a board.
opens the door for the knight jumping into d5, assuming that black doesn't trade.
Now
And
check.
this is
Up, the glance, then,
just completely winning. Completely winning.
then, yeah. I want to
Opens the door
show
for
it
the
again.
knight jumping into d5.
In the small something is, I don't know what is it. What something is whether switched on, whether switched off on the monitor, and actually it gives some, yeah, it's very obvious. You check here, it gives some flash.
Assuming the
So he's, yeah, check very carefully this part of the monitor. He's playing the game. He's not, yeah, check here. Okay. It is during a game, it's not analysis. What happens here? Up. And the screen, which kind of closes that you cannot see much, yeah? Interesting. Then again now, he takes, is commenting, okay, he's completely winning, of course, and so on. It's not about, of course, it's not about help. Again, you see, he opens, again, the same window with the board, again, closes. Because the discussion, of course, immediately all this Chess.com Tabakis, if you know what I mean, well, immediately trying to switch the discussion to, well, why does he need any computer engine playing weak player? No, I'm not. Of course, he doesn't need, and it was not the point. The point is that it seemingly he has a setup which, well, that he can do almost anything. You cannot see it, but there are too many strange things, and seemingly there is an engine running without chess base open. I mean, I cannot, and that already in itself, shows. And then he's seemingly to me, I mean, unless he explains me or somebody explains how is it possible, he is lying, telling that he opened chess base, that it was not open, that he installed the moves. I don't see how is it possible. I guess you as well. So all this together makes me, well, wonder what is happening. I mean, is he doing it only during this? Because the setup seemingly there. So very, very serious questions. Okay, let's go further. 5809. Here, for example. So let's continue my baseless insinuations, yeah? Shameful baseless insinuations. Okay, let's see now. So again, this is he's playing a game, and he opens something here at some point. I believe it was the case. 58. Yeah. Now he opens something. The board, the window with the board. By the way, during the game, I think you cannot. Yeah, again, flash, up, again back here. What is going on now here? good question, yeah? We cannot see it, but something is going on, but we cannot see it. By the way, it's not allowed neither to have chess base nor other window with any board during a game also. I mean, when you play, you have to stay on this page. You cannot, yeah. But okay, this is a small thing. Then another one, 10503, if you are not too tired already. 10503, okay. Something here. I think it's again the same story, that he finally opened the engine. Okay, and I mean, he opened the chess base and you can see it. I mean, like in other streams also, you can clearly see when it's happening. Okay, let's see. In the small motion, he wins the game. So now he starts to analyze it. I think, yeah. Check the monitor. Maybe I should make it faster motion, but yeah, now you can see, actually he is copy pasting the game. You cannot do it during a game, so he could not have done it during that moment when he pretended to install the chess base moves, because it's available only after the game. So let's see now, he's copy pasting and opening finally chess base. Yeah, it seems so. Copy paste now, and now he's well, yeah, he's doing this thing, and you can see when he's opening the board, and you can see it quite clearly. So now you will see soon how something. Okay, I will do it. Yeah, he didn't manage, so he tries again now. Copy paste. I mean, copy for the moment, and now paste. Yeah, so wait, I will do it maybe. Yeah, something is happening here, and now I think you will see the. Yeah, here you will see something. Okay, normal speed. And at some point the board will appear. Yeah, you see again appears, then disappears, then again appears, I think. I mean, well, it's very obvious. You can see when, Danya, when you really use chess base, we can see it very well. Yeah, but what are you, how do you have the engine without seemingly chess base? Yeah, and why? Because it's not what you explain us, Danya, no? You told us something else, but we should have seen the board if it was really the case. That yeah, I mean, it will appear again. You can check carefully the stream and you will see 10:37, the last moment. Sorry to take your time. 1:10:37. It's again the same, very similar story. That 1:10:10, 21:32. Yeah, so he will again, something opens, something closes, and there are other streams as well. I mean, when the same story, yeah, again, he opens, again, something is getting, there is a chessboard. There is a chessboard. Now you can see the monitor suddenly. Yeah, he switches to another camera, and then again, he puts the chess base. He's switching the cameras, I guess, but you see the boards. You always see the board when you're, yeah, you see the board when you're on chess base, Danya. So why we don't see it? Why we cannot see it at this moment when you supposedly switched it on and entered the move for the only time in your life, Danya? I mean, so now my conclusions. Why I was talking about the third monitor and the glances? Because I see only two ways how it can be. I mean, I cannot really find out. Maybe you will find, maybe Danya will give us, will take a bit of time and will give us an answer. How is it possible? Instead of blaming me and for being abusive, I don't know, for bullying and so on, Danya, maybe you can answer now. What is all this? I cannot really find any single logical explanation to these facts. It is facts, yeah, Danya. And Chess.com and Hikaru and Gotham and all those people. I mean, yeah, you will again ignore it or what? I don't know. Yeah, let's see. I want to show you, yeah, this setup. Finally, there are, I mean, since it's practically impossible. I proved you today that he actually has a chess base on. So why he's always, telling the engine moves, let's say in between the game, having the screen like this? I find only two variations. One, that there is another monitor, and he is looking quite often very far. So this is one variation. We cannot prove it, we cannot disprove it, obviously. But because here, this or even further sometimes he looks. So this is one variation. Another variation, that it's still the monitor, but this is a kind of saver. Screen says that actually something is here, but we cannot see it once that this setup is on. What else can it be? What else can it be? Definitely, in my understanding, not what Dania was telling us, that he only once switched on the engine at that moment I was mentioning. So, all in all, I want to tell that I have many more things, also including playing Title Tuesday, also a lot with 3-0 games with this reflection. But for the moment, that's enough. I believe that to start with, it seems to me, I don't know, but my logic tells that actually the engine was running all the time, that there is a certain setup which makes possible to see the engine. If not, please Dania explain how. If it's not, because we don't see the chess base here. It's impossible because everybody sees, you don't have it here. So where do you look? Where is the engine, Dania? Because you refer to engine very often. In between the games, unfortunately for you, once during the game, and that made this whole story start. But where is the engine then? So that is a question, and it's clear there is a certain setup which is a lot of things are happening, boards appeared during the game. So all this is very, very serious. To say the least, it is extremely serious. Now Dania showed his setup, so which proves that this is exactly the reflection, everything is clear. He, on camera, I've said 2 days ago that he just installed the moves on chess base. He showed it how. He couldn't manage in this time, which happened during this stream, but he still was showing it, so everything is clear. Dania, now please, Chess.com, Daniel Naroditsky, explain us, all of us, what is it all about? I have a lot of material, as I already told about this in other streams, but for the moment, please explain us this. And I believe, frankly, in my opinion, after this video, Chess.com should start a very serious investigation on this, and because it's a documented proof, it's a document, and I think Dania should be removed for the moment, temporarily, from any money events. At least money events, before they actually understand what is happening, what happened, and what is his setup, because otherwise it would mean, Chess.com's position is pretty clear about it, about in general, let's say, anti-cheating, trying to understand, what is happening, because this is not, I have a lot of statistics, a lot of things. Still, these glances should be explained when Dania was playing against me, but this is already, you all understand, I guess, this is very serious. And then, just to end this whole video, I just wanted to, that you listen to this.
And I consulted with a trusted super GM, who I think is on my side here. And he suggested that that even among the Super GM community, there is enough quote-unquote suspicion with the eye movements in particular, that it's worth just doing this really quickly just to establish the extent of slanderous lies and the just the depths to which this has descended to. So I am... I know that I have nothing to prove. Literally, as I said earlier, one of the reasons that I decided to stream most of my TTs is precisely because I anticipated this kind of situation. And unfortunately, things like innocent until proven guilty, things like streaming your games, are no longer sufficient for a large swath of people. And I think it's very easy for me to do this. It costs me nothing. I have the streaming space ready.
So please do it. Please answer, Daniel.
And if there's a small step that I can take to expose the malice and foolishness, and most importantly, just like the mendacity and manipulation in everything that he's saying and doing as part of this sudden character assassination, when most importantly, let me establish once again, I have never cheated. I did not cheat in the games that he is clearly, not accusing me of cheating in. Absolutely not. I will share a few things about what what I would have been prepared to do if these suspicions had been phrased in a good faith manner.
I don't know, Dania. Was it made in a good manner? But I believe you, Chess.com, everybody owes us a very, very serious answer. Disgusting.